So yeah, my name is Henry Croft, aka Vorses, and then I play for the University of Akron on their VALORANT team. So I mainly chose Akron because the environment, just over the time I spent on campus. I actually was a part of their summer camp 2 years in a row that they run. Going to that, I got a lot closer to like their pro staff and the varsity players, which kind of just overall turned my decision towards them. So in terms of like how long I've been playing at Akron, actually I'm a freshman this year, so this is my first semester with the guys. It's been super fun and exciting. Love practicing with them. Love our games so far, tournaments, stuff like that. It's going great. Since I'm like kind of new here, haven't made too many memories with them, but so far the environment and the vibes are always super hype. But something I'm super excited for is at the end of October, we're traveling to a LAN event down in Game Arena for Valorant, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully make some good memories there. The biggest thing about the program that I love that they've done a lot more is that most of our practices and games, pretty much all of them, are in person, which I find is like most programs don't really do that. You know, esports, you can kind of play from home, you do whatever you want. But here they really push for us to play next to one another, which like pushes much more social interaction with one another, and like it just brings like the vibes up to another level. Just being able to sit with the guys and just talk through stuff in person rather than over the internet. Being able to compete in the ESC, we're kind of blessed to be able to like play against these big name schools, competing in a bigger environment, just a setting like that. And along with that, like family, friends, I know a bunch of guys from high school that go to these schools, and I think it's just super cool that we're able to play on such a big scale.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Collegiate Valorant. We've got a doubleheader, and now we are approaching the double head, perhaps? I am Severance, joined by Catnator, and this is going to be what we hope, a banger of a matchup. It is the brawl of the Michigan schools going toe-to-toe tonight, Cat.
Yes, sir, and I am so very excited. You could say I'm cashing in on the matchup thanks to our partners, Nelnet Bank, member FDIC. They're thrilled to be supporting the ESC fall regular season this year, and they look forward to watching the action play out. Now, they know the collegiate esports community works tirelessly to bring opportunities to students as they develop and prepare for their futures, and the team at Nelnet Bank wishes the teams, the players, and everyone the best of luck in this tournament.
Yes, a big shout out to Nelnet, and I will always love that they put that little GLHF at the end. I know I'm a sucker for it, but I love positivity in the esports space, so I know that is pretty darn nice. And Kat, going into tonight, we are just at a pretty reasonable note here in the season, maybe even approaching the latter half. Some may say we are getting close to being at the end, and the season, it's been a fun one, but the fun must run out eventually.
That it must. You see, we're getting down to it now. That doubleheader, that second day of action here in week number 8. And week 9 will be one last doubleheader. We'll see these teams play 2 more best of 3s throughout the season. And that's it, baby. So if you're on the lower side of the top 8, it's been do or die.
Yeah.
Last game, you probably should have had it together. But if you still don't, well, you got a chance. And that's going to be a big talking point for us here in a couple of moments when we look at the matchup we have for tonight. One of these teams just barely on the bottom side of that bubble. They need a win here tonight in this best of 3 to really solidify that as well. Check out the schedule now. You want to clue the chat in on who we're talking about, Seth?
Yes, of course. So we are looking at Western Michigan Esports versus Central Michigan Esports. One of these Michigan schools must win, but as an Ohioan, I hope they both lose. Go Buckeyes. Anyway, Kat, I am excited that Western Michigan is going to be coming in with a bit more of an expectation of play. This is the team that we hypothesize should win looking off of statistics alone. They have the advantage of having their map pick go first, and sometimes, as we learned on Tuesday, that's not always an advantage.
Yeah, we learned that both sides of the coin. Game 1 and Game 2 both going to the opposing side, the side that did not pick the map. So yeah, it's certainly deep enough map pools for all of these collegiate rosters that we can kind of go anywhere with it, most definitely. But looking at that specific matchup for us here tonight, Western Michigan 4-6 on the season, 11-13 when it comes to maps played. Their opponent, on the other hand, of Central Michigan, 2-8, 6-16. So I've been a team that has not got very many rounds under the belt. And this could be a great breakthrough for Western Michigan. Winning tonight will put them over NIU. As long as NIU does not win their matchup, that will put them into the top 8. So Western Michigan hoping on those 2 factors tonight, of course. But if they can win the next 2 of 3 best of 3s, I'd say their shot at getting into the playoffs is pretty solid.
Ken, I do have to say, I'm pretty sure Buffalo's a top 3 team right now. I'm not positive on that statement, but I feel like Buffalo is in the upper echelon. So, oh, look at that. Central is the genius, baby. NIU is going to have a pretty difficult chance of going up against Buffalo tonight. So, ideally for Western Michigan, they lose, we win. We actually jump up the bracket a little bit. Western Michigan has a lot on the line. And Kat, while both these Michigan schools don't have a lot of success together, I feel like either of them can kind of sneak away with a victory here. I don't think this is a guaranteed win for Western Michigan. I think the statistics suggest it, but overall, Central, they're getting ready to come through strong. They've been able to find 6 map victories. I don't know what those maps were, but maybe Breeze was one of them.
Absolutely, and those are wins that could be huge for them. The set list going to be Breeze, of course, map number 1, map 2 will be Ascent, and if we get there, Split will finish us off, just like 2 nights ago if you were with us for that one. Western Michigan on the defensive to start off this one. Harbor coming into Breeze. I'm interested to see where this goes. It's been a minute since I think a lot of fans have saw Breeze in the competitive pool at the very least. You really wouldn't have noticed it unless you've been following Tier 2 gameplay or early into this collegiate season as it just enters the map pool back ahead of this academic school year. Very exciting times here. Breeze, a map that definitely has seen new metas. The Viper, though, not going anywhere, and that will be the case for both.
She never will. She never will go anywhere. This is her map, the way Ascent belongs to Sova. We will see Viper on this map for what feels like an infinity of time, and I'm really looking forward to it because we did get some recent changes on this map in a variety of ways, but one thing that I think stayed pretty consistently the same was that A-site hold that Viper really likes to hold on to. Or A-site defense, perhaps.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty interesting A-walls when it comes to splitting the side in half that has made opportunities for back castle.
Yeah.
Of course, changes though for back castle on B will make things interesting, but it is rare that we get to see a Viper actually hang out there, especially if you're looking at like a Killjoy on your team or a Cypher on your team. You're just going to have better options for holding the B side. But again, all up to composition, all up to how you want to play it. Like for instance here, looking at this Viper wall going from B that's going to split all of the A side to try to slow down this mid push. So some new ideas coming out of Western Michigan. I'd like to see it. As we wait to get going in this game, we'll say teams that are safe, definitely in the top 8, going to be Ball State at 10-0, Northeastern 9-2, they're in second, UBuff, as you mentioned, in third, 9-1, and Kent State 8-2. Those are teams that will not move at all. Behind them is Akron in 5th at 6-4. They could move if they lose.
Ooh, a great hawk early, but a lot of spray and pray from Muji. Only able to find 1 bullet, but catches several to the bod. Gets Dianak up and running, and with an approach through mid, this is something we saw a lot of on Tuesday on Split and Ascent. Getting that mid control was pivotal for a team to find success, and as Jai puts Muji out of the equation, Dianak is going to follow them pretty close behind. A 3K maybe for Spad, if they can keep the blood pumping and the bullets bodying. Beef Stroganoff will take down Kekleon, and Central Michigan, they come out this round very strong.
They do. Strong arming their way into the A site, now chilling. Look towards Mode, and a shot found for Spad. That'll take Sin off the map, and that just leaves Muzz. Low HP bars around, could pick up something, and well, will grab just the one. It's a 3K out for Spad. CMU take it 1-0 with confidence.
Yeah, we're actually getting the... I'm going to say this, and I hope it makes sense, but I'm fully willing to just be kind of crazy. There's something interesting about Sin and Wish both playing Cypher, because those both just scream,
yep.
I'm a Cypher player to me. Those are both very Cypher-esque names, and I think it's very funny that they both are locking in the Cypher for their team.
I like that. Very peculiar. Bit of wordplay from both of these guys. A hard stack for the A side on the anti-eco. I like that call, you know? CMU just ran in there against you. Western Michigan recognizing, hey, they did it once, it worked. They'll probably do it again, right? And everything going to go there for Western Michigan. Now, CMU should gun them down realistically. They've got the better weapons. The first going to come from B. Stroganoff. The second on his way already. A Cascade trying to save this Jet's life has got them out of the scenario. And a look off the Classic. Only one, though, going to come through from this duo. Jay has the last 2. CMU, yet again, it's a stomp to the A site.
Yeah, Jay with a cute little cleanup there on that 3K. The A site really working wonders for Central Michigan for the time being. And I think we're getting a fascinating example of what may work for Central Michigan in a circumstance where statistics suggest we're going to lose this, right? They've gone for very utility-oriented teams, team compositions and performances. They're going off of the flashes, they're going off of the walls, they're going off of the Sovadar, and they're really letting those things kind of take the brunt of force early on. Then they're following on to Western Michigan afterward. I don't think it's going to work 3 times in a row, and I think that's why we're seeing a rotation back toward mid here, Cat, because they know, okay, if we run it down again, I think they're just waiting for us this time. They should have the weapons available. Let's go for a change of pace. Let's try to give it a round 1 run down, come through those doors once more. Oh, and it already works wonders.
Jay, good for the first. CMU continue the onslaught of the A side. That'll get us into some question marks here, Cephalence, of is it time to move the utility for that Cypher, for that Viper? Because obviously they are not slowing the pace at all with that mid wall.
The mid wall does not have the same value that something like a Sage wall on Split may have. It gets you a little bit of difference made, but Jay finally goes down, takes down 2 members, Wish able to find 2 of their own, and with Most being the last one standing. Flash is out. The Viper tries to run. They know exactly where she is. I know exactly where you are. And Wish looking for that Elim, but with a beautiful crossfire here, all you can do is try to burn out the clock. Oh! Unless...
Muzz walking this down to 4K. Now suddenly a one-on-one suppressed for the moment. No util, no snake bites into the peak now, and just can't win that final 1v1. Tasting the clutch, but it's not to be in round number 3.
That would have been, I think, the first ace we've seen in ESC so far. I feel like that was the closest we've been. Was that 4K? We saw a lot of 4Ks back on Tuesday. We're getting a couple here already, but most unfortunately just does not carry the team far enough. Central Michigan breaking statistics, breaking expectation, winning 3 rounds in a row, and very likely to win the 4th with Western Michigan really pulling their punch here, not buying a single thing.
Here.
Or I think just 1 Bucky.
Yeah, Western Michigan back to the drawing board by way of guns, by way of strats. So I've moved at least the Viper over into this round. We'll see if that ends up being consistent when the gun round shows up. Kelsian yet again is going to pick up an eco frag, this time with a Sheriff. Last time, 2 rounds ago, was with a Classic. Bucky has value too. Hold on, they're holding the doorway. Or are they? Wish the Cypher going to break through 1. Mugi has 1 back. The most winnable looking round for Western Michigan is coming off of his pistols.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I gotta come clean. I try to take a bite of something and I'm choking.
Toxins going up.
I'm so sorry.
I'm fine, I'm back, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I made a fool of myself, and I'm willing to admit it. Bannable is gonna be hiding in the corner off the toxic screen, and I think we're gonna find a unique moment for Central Michigan. They don't have the spike. They're not going to get it without dropping a 5K here. So you've got to make the decision. Do we save our rifles? Do we get the intel we have and try to take as many of them down with us? Because in a 4v2 disadvantaged state like this, A, you could be getting flanked, which it looks like they very, very slowly are. Or B, you walk out, you get your domes taken off anyway, and all of a sudden you're down, you've lost rifles, and you've gained nothing for it.
Yeah,
They're going to go for it though, Cap.
I like the Western Michigan defensive play here better, is that they could flank, but rather they're containing the space.
So
it's
a lock-in.
Recognize they cannot leave with that spike down, they know. And as that first pick comes through, recognizing, okay, they've pushed a site, now I can pull this space. They're going to do just that. So they'll finally put the Cypher on this flank. 15 to go. You need this spike and you need it now, or they're just not going to grab it. Western Michigan, they'll take it off the eco. It's fantastic frags that are getting picked up off the pistols, allows them to pick up rifles, and next thing you know, they've got a win on their hand, and they walk away with 3 guns.
3 guns is going to be pretty beneficial to walk away with. And keeping an eye on the economy of Western Michigan, they're actually getting into a circumstance where they can buy these available weapons. They can get their utility online, and maybe for the first time this round actually have a full utility, because we saw rifles back in round 3, but I don't think we went full util. I think it was kind of a desperate play. They didn't want to extend their economy and shatter it. They lost the round anyway. A little bit of luck, able to win them that 4th round, and this 5th round feels like the first. They're actually coming out full swing.
Okay, so we're going to use that mid wall to walk down mid now. It is a slightly different wall coming from the other site, so that gives them deeper room to work with. Also doesn't allow for any space for Central Michigan to work into the cross. So it's denied them that peak, it's denied them the cross, and it's put DNAC all the way down here to elbow. Yucky firefight from everybody involved. Everyone stays alive. Really no one tagged up either.
No, everybody's off day a little bit, but it looks like they are going to be able to get central control once again. Central Michigan really living up to the name. They really want to take the center of the map time and time again. And while DNAC has a high ground advantage, Jay almost catches a bullet to the brain. One, I believe, onto Spad as well. But again, nobody down. A lot of these stray bullets just aren't finding the purchase that these teams need them to make these rounds easy. Leon can't turn invisible fast enough, and Bannable will take them down. Western Michigan down 1, and they have yet to win a round, Cat, when they lost that first blood.
So everything for Central Michigan. Now we're going to head over to the B site. The benefit of playing so heavily into mid is that it's easier for those quick rotations. The whole gang is here, so B site will be the call. The first look on B this game. Sin picks up 2 on the cross, sends him back. Make an interesting fight as Jay has value in the back of site, but was still finding purchase. for both of these teams. That'll make it a 2-on-2 when it comes to the retake.
Slow and steady is the name of the game, and it's not going to do you well as DNAC does not swing that corner fast enough. Moose has the intel F1, jumps out, and unfortunately the snake bite in hand cannot pull the trigger fast enough. CMU finding their 4th round here in the first half of Breeze, only 2 away from a worst case scenario 6-6. And with the way Central's playing, I think our score is going to get a lot higher than that.
CMU having a field day on the offensive. Western Michigan just have not found answers just yet. No timeout to be taken yet either, though, so still the chance to talk about if they want to. Now would be the best time for it into the gun round. But if it does come to the eco, they have a chance to do so yet again, but that'll be past the halfway mark of half one. So with that first quarter away, do you really want to utilize it then? You won't have as much value, and that looks like if they do, that's when they'll use it. It's a walk straight in for Western Michigan. This is going to be the fastest round we've seen.
No way!
CMU.
Sin just absolutely tanks the firefight. Muji puts down 2 more. And Central Michigan getting luck diffed right now. This is very unfortunate. They pop that null command. They go in to create the space. There's a Viper's Pit on the A site. They were at hard rushing B anyway. And Bannable just does not know where to look. Muji takes down Spad. And hey, bright side, Stroganoff got you 400 more credits going into the next round.
I mean, that was the most NPC interaction I've ever seen
It really was.
Either peek or don't. Couldn't really make a decision.
You gotta
they
pick
looked
one.
like they were gonna double swing. End up walking on top of each other. Let the spray down happen. Gives a free look to Mugi, who's more than happy to take 2 frags off the Vandal spray. Sin with a great shot coming through that toxic screen. The fact that, okay, there's a lot of noise here. They're obviously crossing. Let me just spam and hope for the best. Is able to find value. On Western Michigan, they're going to bail themselves out. They find themselves around. Econ's pretty balanced here as well, so win this round, you have control. And Central Michigan, a team that had full confidence, stuttered for a round, and now they're suddenly spaced.
Space on the board for Western Michigan, winning that round. And Kat, I really like the way you described that. Possibly the most NPC interaction we have seen in a little while. It was just the beginning, the first domino to fall, and now Central Michigan, they've got a Neural Theft, they've got a Hunter's Fury, and Western Michigan has almost everything, except the Viper's Pit, which they used last round, and I think it was very effective. Closed out the A site, forced the B site push that was going to happen anyway, and then the whole side of CMU fell apart. Jay sneaks into the back line, location fully revealed, and Sin somehow still misses what should have been a very free headshot. 5v4 in favor of Central Michigan, and they've broken the curse I was so critical of a moment ago. They've won rounds now where they didn't have that first blood advantage. And as Kekleon finds 1, looks for a second, turns into a third off the back of Muji. It is going to be Western Michigan really feeling strong here. Jay, last player standing. It's a 1v1, but 45 HP. I think Jay's got to lose this one. Oh!
Oh, my back hurts. Everyone's no charges left.
No comment, Your Honor. Well done.
Was nervous when he started running. Just wanted to make sure.
He was at 45 HP, man. He got shot once.
Yeah.
He was at 5 HP.
Got shot on the toes. Made to catch Kekleon off guard there. Zooming in. Very nice stuff from Jay. Happy to have it. So Clutch going to come through. We saw some attempts at clutches earlier for Western Michigan. They couldn't convert. Central Michigan going to show them how it's done. Able to convert there. Get themselves back on their foot. They would have lost that one. Would have lost Eco. Will not be the case. Econ back in their control. Back to comfort. And they're back to what they know as well. They're going to look for this A split.
A has definitely done itself better for Central than Western Michigan has. And with D-Next Operator online, Jay already taken down by Kekleon. The read was available. Spad, I think, catches a stray body shot there.
Yeah, massive wallbang.
This is tough because now Spad has nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's
you're doomed.
What is going to be the entry in this situation is they already lost a Jet. So that's made things very awkward for this team. They're going to play a lot slower. And now they're going to have to entry someone on utility and utilize this initiator, as a pure initiator. Is going to have to just throw flashes to get the team in, being that low. They also know the ops here, so it's kind of hard to peek mid. The cross isn't going to be easy. No cage to try to give themselves easier passage. I was already up. Okay, cool.
That's a great cage.
I'd already thrown it, so do have space.
Space is available, but if Kekleon plays this appropriately, they might be able to catch them in this small archway.
Why would you say that?
Nest. I love playing Nest, but it looks like Kekleon is going to as well. Takes down Wish, not able to find the second onto Bannable, so we're in a 4-3 scenario. Central Michigan, they get a heal up. Spad, not so lucky. Moose takes him down with a body shot. And Bannable, one of 2 players left standing. Sin, why would Sin even be standing there? I mean, not that it's a bad idea, but like, what a great angle to catch somebody off guard from.
Yeah, good recognition from Western Michigan of that this team is kind of everywhere right now.
Yeah, they're very sporadic.
Gasping at straws into this round after those early op frags, the early op damage, and it forces them into just kind of being everywhere. So Sid's off angle is enough to find another frag. Western Michigan to claw back, and we are in a very awkward state of the rest of this half. It's going to be awkward buys from everybody. No one can buy with confidence. There's a Blade Storm play to be had here for Central Michigan if they want to drop a rifle. At least drop sheriffs. We'll see what the case ends up being for them. They haven't done so yet. So I don't think they're going to full save this one and try to buy back in the next round. That'll give them a bit of cushion and a rifle buy available from their jet. We'll see what they end up doing with this. Western Michigan have balanced themselves back into the game, but have not done so to give themselves control.
Yeah, it's like Western Michigan is clawing back, but at no point in time have I really been confident they are in charge, so to speak. Jay goes in with the free gun, by the way, able to dodge out a snake bite. Hunter's Fury early from Central Michigan. Moose able to find Jay with that Vandal available. A Vandalable. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm just not smart enough to figure it out. Muji takes Spad out of the way. Wish goes down, and Western Michigan almost handing themselves a free round here. A possible flawless with Bannable being that last person standing. Only a ghost to their name. Central Michigan losing a round where they really tried to spend as little as possible.
Toxin screen down.
Bannable trying to tuck the corner. We'll feed back out now. Had a lot of damage in there. Passive potential for the frag. Couldn't quite two-tap it. It's the falls round from Western Michigan, and that's great for the storyline of this team. We talked about the fact that, hey, they're clawing their way back in, but they haven't got control of the game just yet. Now they've got CMU's econ on the ropes. The only thing is we're so late into the half now that can they min-max it? I would still say, sure. If they win this one, they'll win the next one. They'll put CMU into a bye for last. There's a chance that that's a force. So there is some room to be had here, but yeah, CMU can definitely on the ropes, but not out.
Yeah, and I've got to say, DNAC might want to change their name to Sepulence the way they're buying an op as bottom frag. That's definitely something that may come back to bite Western Michigan in the butt here, but I think it could be very beneficial. I know that I do best with the operator, and maybe DNAC does as well, but with the Viper's Pit online, that could be a large opening for CMU to hold on to this site. They've been able to get in a couple of times, but they haven't been able to break through and stay there, as Western Michigan's really been able to begin to dismantle them. But with this Viper's Pit up, it's so much harder for Western Michigan to get a lot of critical play and value. That Tasmanian Tiger, though, gets an insane double flash, and Jay is going to be the one to have the rewards taken off of him.
Oh,
no, come on now.
Finds the Viper straight through the smoke. This round's over. Western Michigan just play the luck card, and it checks out. Muji will take the last two. Western Michigan keeps everybody alive. If the econ was not in their favor, it certainly is now. They should have rebuys for the rest of the half.
I mean, come on now. That's the second play I've seen where I'm like, wait a damn second. Because there was the wall bang through the door earlier. There is the full blind fire into the smoke and kill the one person you needed to find. I mean, Western Michigan, they are cashing in their chips tonight, Kat, and they are becoming unbelievably lucky through and through. A couple plays in a row that have now tied up the game.
Yeah, that is exquisite. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and they are not afraid to take them in scenarios where otherwise you would not expect anything to come of it. You love to see it. Look at a win there. They've broke econ. This one should 100% be in their favor. Looking like it'll be quick to the B side. Jay just nailed the frag on a DNAC. That's going to be an op for post plant.
Yeah, a great shot there onto DNAC. Taking
Why are you still standing there?
Come on now. Come on now. We've seen more elims from Western Michigan through smokes than we have without the smokes up. It has been incredible. They've been able to find these lock-ons like this. And I love the Guardian. Jay trying to bring it to value early. Gets the read on the window. Misses a couple of shots and just can't find that lineup onto Muji. 4v3 now in favor of Western Michigan. They started strong. They came out loud, but unfortunately, I'm not sure they're getting the value they need to find success. Sin removes Wish. Beef Stroganoff removed as well. And Western Michigan, they find their 6th round. They go from being dominated in the first half to a possible advantage.
Last round before
just one more rifle round to win, and that advantage will be theirs. A very close round from the get-go. Jay's a nice shot, gives them a chance at the op. Couldn't quite get it recovered, and not enough sight lines for them either to be able to pick it up. Good utilization of that harbor utility to make sure that op did not come back to haunt the WMU side. Clean retake, able to pick up the round. CMU now back with rifles. They're going to do what they knew worked. The first 3 rounds, able to just walk into the A site, crush the defensive. That's what they're hoping for here in this one.
Oh, DNAC might be able to shed some blood early here if they play their cards right, but unfortunately they missed that opening up shot. Central Michigan is able to find their space through
Great
the
flash.
Spad. First one to go down, I believe 3rd round in a row there. The rest of CMU just caught out in double doors. Nowhere to hide. It's up to Bannable basically to find an ace. There's one out the gate, and with the Sova in their back pocket, 2v4 is not impossible, but as a neural theft comes out, it becomes that much harder.
Yeah,
They literally know exactly where you are.
Have the time to rotate still, though. Western Michigan going to be cautious about it. Have kept 2 players there.
Ooh!
Dog confirms information for DNAC, out for 1.
Oh.
Grab the second as well. Great utility usage from the Western Michigan defense. It's what we
Well,
weren't
what
seeing from them
saying.
for the
Switching
first
sides.
couple of rounds where they just got ran down on the A side. Not the case in this one. Use a cascade early to make it harder for the cross. Forces the CMU side to have to use cage to cross. They do manage to get there. When they do, it's confirmed information. Mugi able to throw a flash over the top. It pushes those players backwards yet again. And then that snake bite on top of it. So everybody coming back into the peak post blind is fragile. It's easy fights to win. They just need to hit body shots. And instead of 3, they can just hit the 2. They do just that, and they are able to nail those shots. So really good defensive utility and great adaptation. You mentioned a team that was getting dominated so early on in the half. Really found their own defensively and now have that lead.
Kill them.
A lead on the board for Western Michigan. 2 rounds. If they win this upcoming pistol round, then it is to be presumed that they can continue to find that level of dominance and maybe make it somewhere in the 9-5 scenario, working the classic day. But Jay, overextension through the wall, walks into DNAC, and Kekleon puts them both down. Double firing squad. Western Michigan really just starting to hit their shots here, Kat.
Yeah, hitting their shots, hitting the strides, really coming into it right now. Wish on sight. You gotta make a play here. Has found one.
Last player
Walls
standing.
down. Look for a second. Gonna hit in the back, though. Kekleon will take it. Beef Stroganoff. A 1v4. Can you cook up a dish?
Easy.
Spike planted.
You can smell the spices starting to be dropped in, but are you going to cook or are you going to let it burn? Unfortunately, in a 4v1, it feels a little more likely to leave those burners on. They've got the intel on Beef. He's got the read on just one of them. Gets an elim, but Kekleon's right behind you. Bullets to the brain. The stew is spoiled, and Western Michigan find their 8th round win.
Western Michigan going to take the pistol here this time around, carrying all that momentum from what was 5 defensive rounds straight, and are really letting him know this half. They're going to buy 2 Bulldogs, a Vandal, looking for a hefty bonus. You want to make sure they keep these rifles alive going into it. They know how important it is for them to pick up these wins, wanting to move that 5 and 6, have a chance for the rest, because everything under that 5th seed right now is sitting at a max of 6 wins. If they can win out here on these best of 3s and do it with a large enough round differential to win these tiebreakers, hey, they definitely still have a chance here into the top 8, into the playoff bracket.
Play for center a lot slower than what Central Michigan brought out in the first half of this map. Instead, Western Michigan, they want to slow things down a little bit. They want to try to get an early pick or elimination and wait for somebody from Central to overextend, because that has been the name of the game for Central pretty consistently. They've been able to overextend. They've been able to find some losses here or there, and it hasn't worked out in quite the benefit that they wanted it to. But with the way things are playing right now, Kat, Western Michigan, they need that first blood, because as they rotate toward B site, they're going to walk into a 5v1. If they're fast enough, it might not matter.
This cam almost definitely will play spoiler unless Wish is awkward on the timing, and will not be. So has info, but still the only one here. They saw the cam. They should know he's hanging somewhere close. They'll check back castle now.
Oh.
Couple shots for his
30
troubles, but
seconds
ultimately is going to fall. Retake early, though. Everyone's already rotated for CMU. Cam did give early info. And they find anything, though, with just
Enemy
pistols.
remaining.
When Muji got that double kill earlier, I thought it was a bit of a fluke, but I'm really starting to find out that the side of Western Michigan tend to be an incredibly accurate team. Now, is that off of their own caliber of play? Unknown. Is it off of the fact that Central Michigan really likes to walk in straight lines and group up? That could also have something to do with it. But as Muji just really begins to bully Bannable here, they take them offline. A flawless round win for Western Michigan. And as I predicted 2 rounds ago, we are seeing that 9-5 advantage state for WMU.
That's how they would have wanted to win it as well.
Yep.
Keeping all those rifles alive, even a Guardian, their trouble. So they'll have a pretty decent buy going into this one. It makes it a situation where they could win the bonus, especially if they put all their resources in one tank. It's going to be a hard default round for them, for say, unless DNAC is able to just pick up something crazy on the Vandal. But otherwise, if they play quick and methodical to one site together, they have a good split. They should be able to take down rifles early with numbers advantage and utilize those for the rest of the round. But that's not going to be the call. It's going to be a default. But we'll see what they can cook up. So far, a flash and a nice trade.
Yeah, decent little trade out the gate there. Maybe not the pure benefit that these teams were looking for, but at least you got yours at the end of the day. That's more important than finding a victory. Just saying, hey, I got mine. Sometimes that goes a long, long way. But right now, Western Michigan, they have very few ultimates to work with. There's no ultimates, very few weapons to work with that are really to caliber of play. And there's just, again, that slow burn, that patience from Western Michigan that they seem to really enjoy. They try to capitalize off of the overextension of CMU, but I feel like Central is learning, Cat, play after play. It feels like Central Michigan has just kind of identified, okay, we've really got to reel it in.
Very patient from this team that's been slowly looking at rounds slip away, chance of this game slip away. They know this round incredibly important. Econ broken yet again would mean an 11-5 scoreline for their buying again. Oh, they hear the footsteps in Cam. They move the Viper over. This could be costly. It's just Spad back on site. Got to have a big play here to hold on to it.
30 seconds left.
Danger is the name of the game, and right now it could not be beneficial. The Harbor Ultimate makes an appearance onto this A site, and as all of WMU rushes to get the spike plant down, Spad trying to blind fire, trying to give Western Michigan a taste of their own medicine, and can't find anybody to go for that firefight on.
So Western Michigan have got the site plant. It's going to go down, and no contested from Spad either means he's still alive for the retake, and with all this utility, the spare can get so much info deep off this dagger, can clear all the front of sight if they want to play it that way. They'll use the drone to do so. Now they have the dagger to kill all this post-plant util. This could be nice.
This could be very nice. Spad goes for the defuse just immediately. Goes for the fake, though. Bannable finds two. You just got to stick it at this point, brother. Your team's got you lined up, and stick it they shall.
Does Snakebite go?
I could not tell you, but Central Michigan, they got the technical round win, and that's not how they wanted it to go, but hey, a win is a win.
Bro set up for the lineup, and it just did not have value. I mean, you saw how quick he was pacing, so kind of the recognition of, guys, I don't think it's going to hit. And yeah, it didn't hit. DNAC gets there on the flank, has a nice 3K, but hey, the round's already over, so it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. Yeah, but clearly they tried to play off site for a lineup that did not happen. Unlucky, really. I think West Michigan played that round nicely. I also think CMU Spad plays their round really nicely, and recognizing he's the last player on site and not getting overzealous. That util really helped them convert the round.
Yeah, and I think that was a great example of what we were talking about earlier, the patience that we're seeing from Central Michigan coming out maybe a little later than we wanted, but I really am a believer in the phrase better late than never, and it feels like Central Michigan is going to be trying to spice things up later rather than lose this round and never get a chance to win. Kekleon goes for a pre-fire. Could have been a terrible play, but it is going to be pretty beneficial that Western Michigan's Kekleon does not find that shot quite yet. They've got the intel A sites occupied. Let's go for a hard rush toward B.
All down. And a cascade up. So good cross coming through from Western Michigan. Does cost the Harbor their life, though, unfortunately. Two classic taps just to the dome. Plant's gone down for Western Michigan. This time they have no choice but to hold it on site. Can they convert now on the post plant? Nice. DNAC just out for two when it comes to defender spawn. And that should just about do it. Everyone has to come through tunnel here. You know you can isolate all the guns in the right position, and Sin will finish it off. Gets all three.
A for effort from Bannable, though, okay? I gotta say, a valiant effort to sit there, but it just does not work out quite like they wanted, and Tunnel gets bodied. Western Michigan finding the victory opportunity of that 10th round win. They hit double digits, and they find themselves feeling pretty darn confident with the way things have begun to turn out. It's incredible how close Jay alone has been able to keep his 13 elims, matching 3 players on the side of WMU, but right now I think we are really getting to witness a mechanical difference.
Yeah, without a doubt, when it comes to these long-range firefights, which Bree's, of course, known for, it definitely feels like Western Michigan the leg up.
Yeah.
That's going to come down here. Great flash over the top from the KO. Enough to seal that one. That new mid-wall does give some room for some fun. You see the value of it right there. Perfectly placed from the teammate who is sitting outside the tunnel.
Spad trying to block out this corner here, trying to find some value elbow, but Sin going for a defensive hold of their own. I really have to admire the way this game has slowed down infinitely since what we saw in that first half, and Spad getting to reap the rewards of that here in this moment. Holds the right angle, holds close and personal, and allows an opportunity for Central Michigan that they could really use right now. They need to find 7 rounds, I believe, in the time that Western Michigan only has to find 3, so CMU gotta hit the gas.
I've got your
Gotta hit the gas, and
Ooh,
realistically,
I like
it
the
means their
Seekers.
defense needs to slow down and make sure they're grabbing frags. They've done so far this round. Seekers nice to grab that first, isolating the second as well. Shy looked for more than they could probably chew there, and they choked on it.
I've got to say, WMU, I mean, that was a beautiful play. The isolation, the elimination, the accuracy. I couldn't think of a third Asian word, but Spad takes Muji out of the way, keeps Central on top, barely. Spad is critical condition behind the box. Kekleon finds a 4K. This is going to be an ace. If Kekleon wins, it'll be the first one of the season. An 11 HP cat, it would be nothing short of a miracle. Beef has the read. They did not get the reload. 1 bullet to the brain's all you need. You're looking the wrong way, Kekleon. You're about to pay for it. No! Beef Stroganoff gets elimination onto Kekleon, and I think they've got enough time to defuse here as well. More than enough on the clock. Central Michigan, they find their 7th round win, and while I'm happy for them, gosh, I just want somebody to get an ace. It's been so long.
Gun here.
Oh my goodness, had 4, the pressure to clutch and solidify the ace as well. Just
Clutch at
so
11
much
HP.
there for Kekleon. Had the chance, had it. Bullets were low. I'm sure that teammates are calming that, so didn't commit to the peak on the outside of right pillar. Looked for it. Yeah, I had to get back out. Looked for it again on the left side. Got a chance to get to the middle of moat and get back in the angle, but man, so tight. Western Michigan still should be feeling good about the round. So close on
Absolutely.
it.
Oh!
I still can't find that shot.
I got a little confident, a little comfortable, and Kekleon will be able to reap the rewards off the back of it. But there's currently no benefit to what CMU is bringing to the table. They are going to be in a numbers disadvantaged state once again for round 18, and I'm waiting to lock in if WMU can find this. They've been holding on a neural theft for a while. That's really the one I've been looking at where I'm like, all right, let's let it rip here. You can get a lot of great intel off of it, but I think Western Michigan trying to save it for a rainy day.
All right, Western Michigan will slow things down here, recognizing they've got that first pick. They've killed Cypher utility. They kind of do what they want here. They know the pit's activated.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to dog through and look for this Viper close. They don't have
That's
a
what they did
dog,
last
though,
time.
So, no, they're not. I don't know what the vibe is here.
You can just listen for the blinded line.
I know exactly
You know?
where.
Oh, that helps. There we go. Oh, I feel so smart today. They go for the neural theft. They get the intel. The Bannable is still hiding in the smoke because, duh, of course she is. But Enac misses their angle, goes for the Russian. Bannable tries to go out a hero and unfortunately just did not find what they were looking for. 4v3 in favor of Western Michigan. Muji gets the plant down, 400 additional credits going into the next half, and Moose might have a flank shot. Spad takes him down. DNAC finds Spad in the chaos, and with a 3v1 operator online, you just got to go for the save if you're able.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get this off in the next round, and has managed to get away from that one. Surprised that that map flip and walk into the pit worked out as well as it did. I definitely was not expecting that to be the outcome.
I can agree.
I think that really speaks to the confidence of the Western Michigan offense right now, is that all the advantage here is technically in the defender's side, but we know she's probably the only one here, and all we got to do is beat her. Who is she?
Yeah, you just gotta beat her.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, I think you raise a good point, Kat. It's just the one. They take her down pretty effortlessly, might I say, and it looks like Jay gets to hold on to the op today. So CMU thanking their lucky stars, but they're only 2 rounds away from losing this first map, which, to be fair, was not their map pick, and they are keeping it notably close. Closer than any map we saw on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, especially if they can grab themselves in the round here. It's going to be hard, though. They've got the op to work with. The value of that op has been stagnant, to say the least. There's been great opportunities, and I like the confidence to still look for some of these shots, but they have not quite come to fruition, so I don't know if having this op is enough swing to give them this round with what is such a limited buy. But you can see how hard they're pocketing it. They get it out to mid. They have good info. But yeah, it's going to have a lot of value for this to really mean something.
I'm never particularly fond of holding this close with an operator. I always see Jai getting really up close and personal in this mid area. But they're going to go for a rotation back. They're going to take a step away and try to create a little bit more space.
This is screwed.
Oh, this is devastating.
Yep.
Gun here.
Gotcha, kid. Haha.
You know, the second though, Flash gonna come through. Oh, it's
No,
like a classic
misses
in his hand.
every
If
shot.
Stad did not have a classic,
Oh,
that is a turn.
Had he didn't hit a shot, dude. He missed
Yeah,
every
because it's a
shot.
classic. He's trying to right-click somebody who's a million miles away. Can you expect to see from? He's trying to staple a piece of paper, and he's nowhere
There's
near
the
the table.
downside of free gun, by the way. There's the true downside.
Flash.
Moose takes Wish down with I agree, great flash, and Western Michigan have a 5v2 advantage. I think they're just going for a save again, but holy crap, they're going to have to wait a while.
And let's talk about that Flash, right?
Yeah.
They come through. They recognize that they found contact in mid, so this team is obviously on rotation. They saw classics and just the one opera, so they know that gun's not active anymore. Everything is weak. They didn't buy anything else. And even then, they still cage as they should. They still flash the back of sight. They make sure there's no shenanigans. They check all the boxes, even when they have such an advantage. Really speaks to why Western Michigan's offense has been so successful thus far. And yeah, CMU going to save the op yet again. Understandable. They saved the one rifle they've got.
Sure, sure.
We'll see if they get him out this round as they're getting hunted pretty hard right now.
Oh, nicely done. Another one. Nicely done. Oh my god, and Beef gets a third. Wow. I mean, they've got plenty of economy. I don't think that's like a huge game changer, but holy crap, put that op back in Banible's hands.
Yeah, it might be time for the YouTube player to pick it up. Nail the shots. You like to see that. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean a ton for the econ, for the opposing team, but it means they keep their weapons alive, which is the important part of it. Tons of ult economy here for CMU. You're using whatever you can. You just want to win this round. It's match point for Western Michigan, looking to take it out early.
Western Michigan trying to wrap this one up. I agree pretty quickly, even though this has been a 13-7, assuming this is the round win. I feel like this has been a pretty quick game overall, very explosive out the gate, the way DNAC wants to be. Blades are up, into the back line, the flashes to catch, onto the corner. Banable already down and out, 5v4 in favor of Western Michigan. The other four members rotating just now. This has gone into a full retake scenario.
Util killed for Mugi up close. They're going to try to work their way out.
No command.
Enemy spawn. There's all of those ultimates we're talking about. They've killed the utility. Jai over the top. Has info. Teammate already found the frag. Now he's caught from elbow. Must going to pick that one up. And suddenly a 4-on-2. You know everything's coming from CT spawn. You don't have to worry about tunnel here. Western Michigan really pushing it. And now the flank on its way. Sin has that one. Beef all alone here. Certainly not going to find it. Caught by the blades. A beautiful shot to the head. It's 13-7 from Western Michigan.
Western Michigan looking good on their map pick, Cat. 13-7 final score in their favor. And now as we jump into this upcoming break, Central Michigan is going to be going into the map pick of their own choosing, Ascent, which is the map most recognizable and most popular in the game. Will that provide the advantage they need, or will it be another Western Michigan victory on the other side of this break? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Collegiate Valorant. I am Sepulence, joined by Cat Mater, and if you're just now joining us, you missed Western Michigan win over Central Michigan 13-7 on their map pick Breeze. But Cat, will the story change as we go into Central Michigan's map pick of Ascent?
I think it's very possible because if you remember the Central Michigan offensive, they were a team that ran it down for the first four rounds on the A side, right? Love to be there, but they got there through mid-door. Now we know how essential it is on Ascent if you are able to take space mid-cat. If you are, it's essential to take space mid-cat, to take space into mid-market, a pizza area. This team, I promise you, they know how to take mid and execute efficiently if they can get there. So this team might give them a run for their money offensively just the way they did on Breeze. It'll be the defense to polish up here if they want to make it a bit closer.
And my only caveat, my only concern is, of course, that Ascent is a map that we have all played. Everybody knows Ascent. Everybody wants to play Ascent. This is a map that we are all familiar with, and I feel like that may not give Central Michigan the advantage that they're necessarily looking for at a moment like this, because Western Michigan, they're going to be just as comfortable with this as any other team in the world.
Yeah, that's very true. We'll see.
Nobody's more comfortable on this map is my point. It's like we're all very comfortable here.
Yeah, that's very true. I will say, though, it makes the margin of difference between teams that much larger, though.
Sure.
I think, to your
we've got a substitution
point,
as well.
A lot of teams recognize, hey, we play this game, or we play this map all the time, so we don't have to scrimmage as hard. And the teams that don't scrimmage as hard, you can tell in higher skill level.
Wait, we have a substitution on both sides. I'm punching in my little spreadsheet right now, and we've got a player swap on both sides. So we've got Beef Stroganoff out for Central Michigan. We're seeing Kippy in place instead. And for Western Michigan, we're seeing Moose has been removed, and Senti is in on the KO. Wait, I do not have a row in my spreadsheet for substitutions. Hold on. Fixing that right now.
Look at the agent roles, too. Oh, I kind of figured that Mugi would swap for the Sova.
Sure.
That would make a lot of sense. Well, I guess they played Sova last map, so I'm actually trolling you. But they probably decided the substitution makes a lot of sense for Central Michigan, switching to try to get a Sova on their team who's going to know the lineups, which is pretty respectable. That's our squad, who I told you, Central Michigan, a team that ran it down all of last map, are running it down yet again. This time it'll be the B site instead of A. Already in. No mid-market even considered. Didn't want to deal with the KJ util. They just got to beat one player. They've done just that.
Nice.
Plant's going to come down.
Muji down and out, removed from the equation in the blink of an eye, and already, I couldn't have said it better, we've got CMU, not Kent State, we'll fix that for you in a moment, but CMU is going to be able to find that, run it down. 3 of them, though, critical condition, Cat, which makes this really difficult to play into. One of the 2 that wasn't just the first to go down, Spad disappearing as well, and Central Michigan, they just do not have the numbers necessary, but Wish says we don't need any numbers. A double headshot elimination with that Ghost almost seals the deal. Still plenty losable. You got to play your cards right, and Wish is able to do so. Our third 4K of the evening goes to Central Michigan.
They should probably reevaluate their approach.
All right, so yet again, they'll win that opening pistol.
Here.
Team that was able to win, what was it, the first 3 of 4?
Yep.
And that's where things started to get questionable, so could be the case again. Now, we saw this team run it down on the A side on Breeze. We said, well, this started quite nicely, and ran it down again. Well, what's going on right now? It worked nicely on the B site, and they're immediately on their way back.
Gonna go for the good old-fashioned salty run back here. You win the round, but not as effortlessly as you'd like to. Kippy takes down Sin. Spad gets removed by Muji with only a classic in hand. Che reads the corner. A round to Vandal. A very courageous thing to do, but clearly it is working well.
Spike planted.
All right, 3 more classics. I think we actually got 2 classics and 1 sheriff for a chance at the retake here. A half HP bar on the jet, but other than that, it's going to be tight. Drone in first for information. Going to spot players out towards CT. Not sure if it knows the market players or not. 1 did shoot. That gives some info away. Bannable gonna grab the first with ease. DNAC a trade. The sheriff had value for 1. No more though. Wish will take the last 2. And CMU yet again have the first 2 rounds.
And Kat, I'd love to like be excited, but I feel like I feel like it is a reasonable hesitance to hold on to that. While CMU is going to come out the gate very loud and proud, very large and in charge, this is exactly what happened on Breeze. We're just getting a run back. They won the pistol. They used the confidence. They won the second one. I need to see CMU take the first half before I'm really ready to believe that they're going to be able to win this, because as of right now, we're not treading new territory.
Right here.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Even if they win this round, we're still not treading new territory.
No, exactly.
Yeah, it's done just that, and now they're going to start to work that mid-game plan as we saw from them on Breeze. We'll walk through Archway already. We'll see. Maybe things are different this time. What have they learned going into map number 2? Split's on its way. KJ Util killed. This team battening down the back of the site. These two have to have a lot of value here.
Yeah. A lot of value is going to be the expectation in Sin and Boathouse. Muji finds one, not able to find anything more. Kippy with a Spectre makes it personal. One Sova dismisses another. And Western Michigan, third round in a row. They're going to go for the third play in a row here, Kat, of just getting hyper-aggressive down mid.
I told you this team had value in mid a map ago. This time showcasing it where there's even more influence, so able to really isolate those first 2 fights effectively. Just have to have a strong post plan. DNAC trying to open the doors, found just one. Dia trade. Senti back with 2 on lane. Has a chance for this one. Looking for that last on box. It has that too. The KO able to pick up a 3K. This round rescued from the dust. WMU will walk away with it.
This is a round that Western Michigan's supposed to win pretty effortlessly. All things considered, they win with only 1 survivor and a clutch play at that, so Senti really making that substitution worthwhile already, stopping Central Michigan from getting that 4-round, 5-round advantage they were able to find back on Breeze.
Well, CMU able to isolate the gunfights in the back of B-site effectively. Could not hold the post plant into the rifle round this time around. They are back yet again.
Back to the B. I love the patience. They're like, okay, wait for the dart, because clearly they're going to try it again, but Muji not going for the play, not being too loud with it. Now we're just going to be guarding down this corridor. Already, one should bite the bullet.
Oh,
1 to 3. Muji just holds, makes sure that nobody walks through, and almost guarantees Western Michigan a victory. Almost now more so that Sin puts the other 2 6 feet under. An insane play from Muji, but the risk paid off.
The timing on that one is so inconvenient.
Make sure to
That dark cover is what garners the assist there for Kepion. It's not a paranoia. He's too far away. He throws a dark cover there. As it crosses, it is still a permanent object. So it hasn't actually been placed yet, but as they're walking out, it's making its way to B main. So as those 2 players step out, it still blinds their vision as the giant smoke cloud's on its way. So they can't even retreat effectively because they don't know where they're going. It allows for 2 more to get picked up by Mookie, who just keeps the trigger pressed and is able to come home with it. So Western Michigan finally shut down this team on B, so much so that they left to work A instead.
The A site's a little harder to get taken down by a 3K Odin spray and pray, but with DNAC on a pretty clever rotation here toward Alley, they might be able to find something in Cubby. Senti takes down Spad, and Western Michigan has numbers even more so. Wow, DNAC a maniac right now. Down bricks, able to find a 3K. Wish putting down Muji in the blink of an eye. A free Odin, and Western Michigan not only ready to tie things up, Cap, but they're getting ready to take the lead.
Yeah, love the DNAC for those picks, but of course love to the initiator as well. Flash garnered the first. A paranoia to get them out the corner as well, and then a fragment that forces them into the gunfights once again. So fantastic initiator utility to support that early peak. They come up big on the A site, so CMU will have to go back to the drawing board now. They lost big on B site, lost even larger over towards A. Now we got to see them work that mid split again. You know, got to slow the pace down. Obviously not going to be able to just rush their way in. Wish going to look for exits here. Has the money to rebuy with the team next round. Wouldn't be super shocked to see that be the call here. There's no real benefit of the offensive Odin.
turret out.
Just looking for one more elimination. Just a couple of exit frags on the way out.
Left.
Maybe make that insult to injury hurt a wee bit less, one might say. And it's going to be high risk, high reward here, Kat, but I agree. You know, you've got the Econ. You don't need an Odin, but if you want to hold on to one, more power to you. Maybe they're going to try to get the read on Namuji because they've become pretty predictable.
Placing alarm bot.
Kind of either or there on that one. You find a pick, great. You keep the gun, it's kind of whatever. So yeah, they might look for this reverse wallbang here early into the round. That'll be the only big gotcha moment with Yoda, unless they were to get to side on A and use it for post. But they're a team that definitely has had better success so far, but much more rounds to watch when it comes to looking towards the B site. I wouldn't be shocked to see them work mid to B here. Kekleon kind of realizing that too. Stepped up early towards Cat, gonna have all this information of if they actually are stepping over towards A or not. And thus far they are not. They're gonna try to work this alarm bot early.
Leon might be able to get something if they play their cards right. A rotation up through market might catch several members of Central Michigan off guard. Sin takes Wish out of the equation, though 9 HP on the board. Less than half of a bullet from death, but they live to tell the tale, and that's what matters most. The utility utilized to keep the door open, to keep market available, and Western Michigan gets onto site, or Central, excuse me. Western goes for a Hunter's Fury out the gate. Muji trying to protect Sin. Can't find the shot. All strays into nothing. Oh, and Spad finds Zenak.
Oh, second on the flank too. Confident enough to stay on it, and it's going to find that refrag. So that breaks down Western Michigan's play here. They have this null command if they want to put it into this. Thinking about it, one more pick might be the call for a recon caught. No one wallbangs it though, so it's free for Senti to still step
It's reverse wallbang.
Push for it. Finds a second. Trades there from the site players though. They do a good job of garnering control. Nonetheless, Smoothie turns
Where
it
you
on
going?
time. Can people find it from Boathouse, and CMU tie up the game.
A tough circumstance to be in for Muji there with that Odin in hand, not able to get out of the way. Western Michigan are going to have it tied up against them, and by golly, I mean, we've got a game on our hands. I'm certainly pretty excited that we are keeping an opportunity like this so neck and neck, so back and forth, and I've got to say, highlight player of the round there, Kekleon holds that angle, catches two, was not just on it, but was Kekle on it, able to find that double kill, giving the team the advantage they needed. And as the timeout comes out from Western Michigan here, Kat, what do you think the comms are discussing? What do you think they're trying to clean up with the timeout here?
For Western Michigan, the conversation on where rotation they're going, they got to shut down mid first and foremost. So rather than have a player push up for early Cat to try to flank behind, might be more effective to have that Omen work the backside of Garden. So watching that deep cross, and then they're able to pull themselves instead towards CT, so they can have deeper into sight. Alternatively, maybe don't play the B player so deep into sight. Just let that be your retake site, recognizing that obviously they want to hit B pretty hard, and you're giving them the space to isolate you through mid. So it's either a stronger hold towards mid or less of a hold on the B site to then retake instead. And I think the latter of the two is probably the better option.
I think that's a pretty reasonable analysis there. And Western Michigan, they're going to be going for an operator, which I think is a pretty high-risk, high-reward scenario from DNAC, as they've been quite literally hit or miss with it, whether we wanted them to be or not. But going for the A long hold here, I mean, it's going to be difficult to get the shot. Dark cover out, nobody there to be taken down, and already I feel like we're leaning much more toward the B site than the A. How much value can this operator really get? Oh,
Jiggle with
I saw ya!
Okay, interesting for CMU. Just kind of gave Cat back away. I think
they're like, all right, you can have it.
No one grabbed Spike for default, and they're just worried that if they make contact Cat, someone will push through A main, so they want to make sure they still have it. So maybe just a late calm coming out the timeout, but nonetheless, all good. They're playing a much slower default as well, so I like the recognition from Central Michigan of this team's going to come out of the timeout with a different idea. Let's make sure we wait to see what it is.
Oh, DNAC and Sin. Poor Wish couldn't even turn the corner. They couldn't even get a peek from the shower of bullets that they were being sprayed into them. Spad goes down as well. Muji, there's just an absolute spray and pray to reload. Bannable takes him out of the equation, and there's an infinity of things that could be going wrong here, Cat. They've got to play carefully. Western Michigan have the numbers advantage, but Central's clutched back plays like this before.
That's very true. They've got themselves a site at the very least. They've got a Fury to work off of. They want to in the early retake. Western Michigan not going to give them the time to think. That's for sure. Already in the angle. First op shot's gone awry. Bandable going to take down 2. Senti will grab the last in addition. Finds the fragment to take down Kippy backside box. Forces his opponent in a checkmate scenario as well, with the rest of the help coming from Beast Stare. Western Michigan back into the lead. Back 4-3 post timeout.
Timeout works well for Western Michigan. Only 2 members going down, and I think that's actually probably the least we've seen go down in quite a while for this team. So a pretty strong performance from Western Michigan overall is gonna lend them well. An operator still in hand, but DNAC really not working the wonders I wanted to see with it. So ideally we get a bit of a stronger, maybe louder performance with it this time around.
Here.
No way. Hey, man. Look, we played a slow default. They got us. I'm telling you. If we just run it down B, bro, they've got no chance. And you see the recognition here from Western Michigan of how they've really switched up this B hold post timeout. So they're still going to get the spam from... Okay. Give me a second before I finish this point, because I think he's dead.
He said, all right, hold on.
Okay, he lived. I was like, you see the spam still come through, but Muji in a safer position that he can actually get out. So this team will have full strength going into the retake, which is nice because they got retake ultimates. They got the null command to play off of.
DNAC has a pretty strong angle here. Might be able to catch somebody out. Goes for a wall bang. Can't find it. Full-blown Venn. Not even a Venn diagram. They're basically right on top of each other. These lockdowns going to be taking everybody down. Spad finds one. Keckman gets the trade. Bladestorm into Wish's brain. The hard rush out of the corner. Animal hiding in the back site. Jay finds one. Has to reload, but with critical condition cannot get the gun up and running fast enough. The spray and pray from the Odin, the double defense of Boathouse. One Elim ties it up. They find it. It's a trade, and Bannable will be able to win the round. We're tied up now 4-4.
I survived obliteration. I will survive.
CMU barely holding on to that round, but they certainly do grab it, and Rifle's back into this one as well. So still enough economics to be all right.
Sure.
To work with still, so they can solidify those into this round. Let's just say 1 ult apiece. Who knows how useful these From the Shadows will be.
Yeah, I hate From the Shadows. I think we all know that at this point. If you're tuning into the ESC broadcast, you know that I am a hater of the From the Shadows. But maybe you can get a little bit of value done with it, be that back lineman the team may need in a scenario like this one. And as the benefit continues to form just in favor of Central Michigan, Senti trying to break that curse, trying to break that wave right here, right now, gets an early play onto CMU and gives Western Michigan the numbers once more.
Okay. I actually didn't catch that one. I don't know why he was there. He dashed the switch, but like when he died, his team was kind of chilling in lobby. So maybe a miscom on what the vibe was for CMU this round. Did you catch that?
I feel like maybe I didn't catch what I was supposed to. I'm
The
gonna be
Jet
honest with
died
you.
workbench.
Yeah, I just got kind of folded by Senti.
Yeah, but was the team there? Like, was the rest
No.
of CMU in lobby?
No,
I didn't think so.
I think that may have been a preamble to some variety of flank, perhaps. Maybe Senti was
Okay.
going for something
No
out
way,
the gate,
'cause-
wanted
30
to
seconds
break into the back line, but I feel like whatever it was,
Okay,
it wasn't good. I'll say that much confidently.
Okay, so awkward communications from CMU to the start of this round has led them to what is now a 3-on-5 as they try to claw their way back into it. At the very least, they do manage to get a plant down, but we mentioned the fact already that Western Michigan is playing much more as a retake squad. So Bannable has to be big here on Scaffold. Has picked up 2. Big trade. Exactly on to try to mitigate some of the damage.
That
wow, that
crosshair
timing
placement?
could not have been better for Sin. He's going to find both. Western Michigan flawless for the rest of the retake. 5-4. Central Michigan once again down around.
Okay, but NT real quick to my boy Bannable, because that crosshair placement, that flick was nuts. Even if they weren't looking, to hit both of those before you went down to the third person was very impressive. But Sin continues to be that impressive player, continues to be accurate, continues to show up when you absolutely do not want them to and get those final picks, giving Western Michigan the advantage state. They're up 5-4. This feels very likely like we could be seeing another 7-5 half. We could be seeing a 6-6. It really just depends how hard we're really trying to see Central Michigan show up again, because they're keeping this first half a lot closer than it was last time. Or at least a little more back and forth. It's about as close, actually.
Back and forth in the frags early in this round here as well. Dagger had info outside of B, so Western Michigan doing a good job of calling out where this team is. They're really reading them offensively now. This is a terrible headshot angle for Sin to try to deal with. Couldn't find Jay. That's into trouble, and now we'll pick it up.
That was a tough one. Jay just could knock it out of the way to save that weapon. Bannable trying to hit some flicks, trying to take anybody down, and will be able to do so. Muji gone, misses the shot onto Kekleon, and WMU put their 6th round down. Yeah, I get it. I get this one.
Okay, so top for CMU gonna come with just 2 rounds left, so it's pretty late. I guess that comes with the fact that the round score was pretty close, but it was always a matter of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So it's not like this timeout couldn't have come earlier, but they're going to try to smooth things out for at least the last 2 rounds. They do have money to buy out of this timeout, so they'll try to win the last 2 and get an even scoreline. Hey, if there's rounds to be won, if there's rounds on the table, why not try to take them? Love to see it. Conversation here most likely going to be, yo, let's slow down.
Yeah, gotta be.
We've had a lot more success when we've made cohesive plans together. Whether that means the pacing of the round is fast or the pacing of the round is slow, it does not matter, but we need to make our decisions together. If you're on a workbench and none of the team is here, that's probably not the way we want to play the rest of our offensive round. So they're going to talk about it. Definitely, even in that eco, some peaks that probably didn't have to happen. So really, that time I was just to calm the nerves, get the rest of the squad as a cohesive unit, and we will see if that gives them a chance at a tied score line here.
Slow and steady play style here, and I've got to say, Muji, you've got to respect the consistency to the Odin. The respect to the Odin, because Sova and Odin's, I mean, truly like peanut butter and jelly to some folks. We see this all the time. On Ascent in particular, I referenced it earlier, this map kind of belongs to Sova in a way. We see him here so often. DNAC misses an early shot, but Senti able to find it. Muji goes for the spray and pray. Wallbang onto Jay. Kekleon puts Spad out of the way, and WMU looking for their 7th round win today.
Yeah, well,
just
got read. The fact that, hey, this team, when they've been on the winning side of things, are usually working through mid. Let's just go get a mid. And, well, Western Michigan, I told you they were doing a better job reading this team. They called the shots, and they read it to perfection. Found this team early. Gonna try to smoke that spike. That's not worked out for them. Wish will take that. Does have the spike in their hands now. Central Michigan going to try to flip the map. Still, though, all the angles taken care of, or maybe not. From the shadows, the site committed to. Puts him alone, but they read the A site, so there's some time.
Spike planted.
Time on the clock. The spike goes down, and the pressure certainly goes up in a scenario like this one. Not able to find the opening play they're looking for. They get the read on the corner, and Bannable will get the elimination. Wish last one standing, and Sin has been so good at cleaning up these rounds like this. The Odin is out. The nade is sloppy. They know where you are, and Wish will find Sin early enough. Spike diffused. Western Michigan not able to find the victory they wanted, but a victory they will take. 7-4 on the board.
That'll end the half. Pretty confidently. They've got no util to work with if they do full buy these rifles.
Okay,
That didn't even get armor out of this one. If they really can leverage the ultimates, like, it might even make more sense here for Jay to just buy that gun for his teammate.
Sure.
And then use blades. That has been the call. So we'll see. They're going to run down B site. Really hoping this works out for them. DNAC on the early contact. Couldn't quite find the frag. No trigger pulled.
The silence is possibly deafening here as that knife 0 point does get the intel necessary to find that leading force against the side of CMU. They get stalled in their tracks, and when you're giving away so early, Cat, I mean, do you just go for a hot rotation out the way they are? Do you just bail on plan A, or I guess bail on plan B and rotate over to plan A?
Well, it depends on what the alternative plans are. They're a team that definitely calls out where they're going early round and then commits pretty hard to it. We haven't really seen, outside of I think 1 or 2 rounds, any sort of flip on the map for CMU's offense.
Spike down mid.
Okay, they got some space in towards mid. Jay's going to take some space. Traded back quickly, though. So that's shut down any hope that they would have had, and now that Spike stuck in pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Yeah.
Spike down mid.
It's I'm trying so hard not to be like hyperly or overly critical, but I feel like CMU is consistently doing almost the right thing, and that almost just absolutely does not take them far enough.
Switching sides.
But yeah, they have a good got you moments in terms of utility. And their mid-round timing is not bad. It's just the issue of, okay, if somebody's not there, you put your resource into a pick that you didn't get, and now what do you do afterwards? Like, they know all the formulas to the test, but they don't know which solution
the execution
is solved by which formula.
It's so, like it's a right answer, wrong equation.
Yeah, you throw something into a scenario where it just isn't the most effective option, and I think that becomes hard. And we talked about their mid round, of where if they go early round, yeah, sure, it works because you know that there's going to be somebody there. But if it's mid round, okay, what effective option can I use here in this specific scenario? And I think that's been a hard read for them offensively.
Jay goes in for an early play and might get taken out of the way, but instead it goes to slow things down. Doesn't want to find the overextension, as these Jets have honestly both kind of loved to do, but I think Western Michigan, they're fully aware they need 5 rounds to win. DNAC gets a little bit of blood on their hands. Bannable stuck in the corner now. No way! Free gun, by the way. Full HP Sin deleted. That frag grenade goes out. Spad puts down Senti, and Jay, this could be a big moment here, Cap, but they turn! I can't believe they looked the corner!
I don't know if they checked the corner or they just reacted fast enough. Heard the
well, he hadn't fired yet, though.
Hard 180. Oh, well then, yeah, just good recognition. Someone probably dead in comms, backseated. And
yeah.
Said, someone check wine, please. And that was a great call. Definitely gave them that look early and saved them from what could have been 2 early deaths. They get a 2-on-2 now. Both players get out of scaffold. No one shot dart. Kippy in a world of hurt right now, just getting wall banged. Does manage to survive. Gets out. We're going to pick up 1. Can start on this spike. Last shock bolt expended.
Nice.
Both going to take that
good double
together.
Swing.
Yeah, great double swing. Make sure they win that fight. And they'll even give the defuse over to the KJ so they can build up that lockdown faster.
Yeah, that's awfully nice of you. Central Michigan, I think we saw a lot of little moments there that really went a long way. We saw the peek into wine. We saw the double swing at the end. We didn't see as much utility as I may have been liking, but I do feel like there was a bit of comfort in that performance. They win the first round, which they seemingly love to do, and they're able to break that scoreline just a little bit more in their favor rather than against them. So ideally, they get that top dog performance and they can continue moving out with it, but I'm not sure because Western Michigan has become closer and closer to winning these early rounds. They're not nearly as free as they were back on Breeze.
Yeah, down to the wire in a lot of these rounds. That is almost the toughest way to lose. This beautiful shot early from Jay. That's going to catch the Sova out. Comes through the smoke too. Good timing on the early round. Western Michigan now left reeling. Oh, they got space mid. This is a Spectre if they can find this early enough. I mean, they are just on these classics here. It's still going to be difficult. Trying to jump, trying to right-click. Couldn't find it still. Kippy going to help his teammate out. Going to save his life there. Kekleon finally going to find one. It's instantly traded. Sitting in a 1v4. First peek on its way. Can't win that one. CMU, first 2 rounds on their side.
CMU, they win the first couple of rounds as they so consistently love to do, and again, I want to get excited for them because they're keeping it close, but they win the pistol rounds. It's kind of a pattern for this team. They're very good when it's a fully level playing field, just the pistols, no weapons, no utility, and it's when we break out of those pistol rounds that I do feel like CMU starts to slow things down a little bit, but they are trying to make it to split, our deciding map of the evening, my personal favorite in the game, so I'd love if we got the chance to watch these teams, but with the way Western Michigan Michigan is slowly but surely creeping up on this approach and this performance. I feel like they're just waiting to kind of snap the trap shut.
Dar has lots of info. That has 4. They definitely know this one's looking A. It's going to bring out all this early utility, but it's so early in the rounds, the first 20, that Western Michigan can no doubt walk away from it.
You can just, yeah, they can moonwalk away. They can take their time. They've got more than enough resources to get away from this equation. And Jay with a round 3 operator again. Wow!
Flick.
Just deleted by DNAC there. Hyper expensive gun. What is it? 4,700 credits out the window there.
Yeah, look for the flick. Couldn't find it. Flick too far. And DNAC a beautiful shot on the other side of things. Out off them with just a Vandal. Swish was thinking about overextending to lobby. Has opted to contain instead. Still is in a pretty one-and-done scenario. You can find this first. There's a chance at a rifle upgrade. Doesn't even go for that. Is cautious enough to recognize there could be refrags on the way. So takes the one Spectre frag. Gets away. Now all this KJ utility still activated. And Western Michigan going to have to try to deal with it in just 30 seconds.
30 seconds on the clock here. All the utility up and running. A full microwave that DNAC is just standing in. Down to 38 HP in a brutal scenario. Wish finds 2. Spad with the optics. Kekleon out of the way. And Senti, last man standing. What is that? 3 HP on the board. I think you toss a fragment in the air and you pray.
Flash drive in first.
You're not going to
win
this.
Work lane together.
Not even going to knife?
Senti, no util to find this one out. Sees him now, and it's easy for him. Just need to sneeze on him down lane. They've done just that. CMU going to bring it to 7. And man, Wish really just showed up this round. Thought about pushing forward into lobby. Opted not to. Played the cubby instead. Peeks at the perfect time to find one. Doesn't take the rifle. Wants to make sure they don't get traded. Instead, works the site. Is able to use both nanoswarms to kill time and a lot of HP onto DNAC. And then picks up 2 once those nanoswarms go down. Recognizes how quick the team has to play with just 15 left on the round. Picks up 2, puts his teammates into a fantastic 1v2 situation when the dust is settled. Guarantees they can easily make that retake on an opponent who just has 3 HP.
That was a brutal spot to be in, but one that'll work out pretty darn well. We're only 1 round away from Central Michigan being able to tie things up, but Western Michigan, they never want to let go. They never want to lose the lead, and they want to keep things up and running as consistently as they can with an approach up through mid. I'm definitely getting flashbacks to those breeze plays we saw so often where everybody wants to rush mid. Spad holding tree, goes in quick, the smoke there to boot. 1 already down, gets out of the way with a stinger nonetheless. Animal goes out, drops that paranoia, and just wants to create the space necessary to get the hell out of the way.
Plant down for Western Michigan. This is going to be a tough central retake. Let's just say that.
Oh, bannable. Wow, Muji 11 HP on the board, barely able to stay alive.
Okay.
DNAC will go down, taking that swing by themselves. I'm not super confident as to why, but to each their own. Wish gets Nano Swarm onto Muji. Kekleon chosen by Jay. Bannable puts down Senti, and Sin, the last member standing, weapon in hand, bullet in brain. The bannable 3K because nobody wanted to swing him at the same time for some reason.
Oh, was that important?
I think the no swing comm is better, but only if everybody abides.
I can agree with that.
The one way's up
that.
there. All they have to do is contain him and keep him out. But the issue is, though, if Bannable recognizes there's more than one person here on the flank watching me, they can calm that to the rest of the team and say, guys, just go. Everybody's on me right now, A main. There's no one watching the actual bomb site. So you either have to make the decision of, and I think in that case, DNAC can be right, of, okay, everybody, let's go swing him. Or the decision of, hey, 2 of you guys can go back. I'll watch him. I got it. Don't worry. And those comms weren't quite getting relayed effectively, and it leads the Bannable walking back into A main where they should never even be having a chance.
Bannable in the back line once again, creeping up on the team, but a beautiful long-range headshot from Sin does remove Bannable from the equation. Jay finds Sin with the trade. Wallbang on the DNAC takes the op down, and the numbers just pouring out in favor of Western Michigan here. Spad with an Odin in pocket, just hiding in the back wing, waiting for an opportunity to strike. But in a 4v2 scenario, Spike Plant already down. Western Michigan, they don't have to push this. They just got to play a hard defense from here on out. And Wish break through it easily. Not quite. DNAC misses every shot. Wish doesn't miss the only one they fire. And the numbers have closed even more so. Now we're tied up 2-2.
Still
Huge
all
0
of this
point.
KO utility. Yeah, info that both are going to be close sight here. No, they can focus the attention here. Turret for info. But it comes a Spad fall. There's no chance to trade with the util in their hand. And that's the last 2 picked up by the util players for Western Michigan. The keep, but it's just a 1-round lead.
1 round lead is all you need. You got to walk away with just that one more lead on the board, unless you're winning, in which case you need 2 points, 13-11. But, you know, other than that, the lead is great. So Western Michigan, they are going to be able to keep it for a little bit longer. Central Michigan, lots of weaponry to work with here. I think I saw an operator in hand as well. So there's some versatility of play here, but I don't know, Central Michigan, I said this way back on Breeze, and I'll say it again, it just feels like somehow they're stuck just a little bit behind.
We'll see if they can catch up here. Early info going to come off that alarm bell, but it's broken so quickly. And Western Michigan not planning on slowing that tempo down. The Blades to open the door here.
Where are you going?
Wish seen now, just over the top, though, from DNAC, so Wish is able to find the first solo HP, but still holding on with his teammate on towards lane. Finally traded back. Western Michigan with the chance to plant. They throw the lockdown early. They're going to try to gain a little extra time here. When Central Michigan get the chance to walk back in, when they're let out of timeout, there'll be about 25 seconds left for this retake.
Nowhere to run!
Hunter's Fury is out late from Western Michigan. A fascinating choice in the boathouse because, yeah, they can just peek you from edge there and you're going to get your brain removed from your body. Just like that. Central Michigan, a very strong execution out the gate, keeping themselves up and running and able to put themselves on a tie-up scenario, Cat. We are creeping closer and closer to the possibility of going to split our third map and our deciding map.
Central Michigan answer back in big ways defensively. They've won almost every round here, and now they're looking at full ultimates. You certainly throw a couple to keep this opposing team down. You break the econ here with good ults. And you're looking at all sorts of control later into the half.
Here.
Control later in the half is the name of the game so far, and the pressure is certainly stacking for Western Michigan. It's been close. They've kept the lead, so they were never too particularly panicked, but I feel like we've kind of jumped that threshold. We're no longer in the lead. We've got to make some changes, and we've got to make them now. Jay, gonna miss that first shot, has to go for a reset, and with no first blood on their hands, it's Muji that goes down. Vanable said, I might miss once, but I'm not going to miss again if you give me the opportunity to. Kekleon takes a headshot of their own. Spad is out of the way, and Vanable cleaning up here for Central Michigan. They are truly locking in this moment, Cat.
Great retake from the team. Able to convert there. They use the ultimates to do it. I like the call there. Lockdown to make that a faster situation. Western Michigan have no choice but to play into it. Have to force the issue. They get stuck on site. Central Michigan handle it nicely. Even keep 3 alive here, so they bolster their econ a bit as well as they kill Western Michigan. This team, a decision to make here. Do we want to buy what we can into this one, or do we save for next round? I personally am on the save for next round team. I think at first they were not, but after seeing the implications of it, they will be as well.
Turret out.
10-9 in favor of Central Michigan. 3 ultimates. Well, okay, one of them's from the Shadows. So basically 2 ultimates. The Null Command and the Blade Storm online. Western Michigan, essentially nothing to bring to the table. Dark cover goes out. Jay has to give up on that center hold and maybe not give up market, but probably go for a relocation toward B long, which is exactly what they're doing, as their counterpart, DNAC, the opposing jet, will go for a rotation up through possibly Cat into Garden. Might be in for a rude surprise if Vanable can pull this off.
Vanable's had some big moments this game, most of them coming as a solo. That dart not going to reveal, it gets stuck on the edge. Vanable stepping out, has found a beautiful spray transfer yet again. Coming up huge, a shutdown. Hope
He
one
don't
count.
miss.
Western Michigan not opting to play back into it. They're going to work mid instead, where a drone has info.
Drone knows Kekleon is hiding here. But can Kekleon change their type of play style to bring something to the table here a little more valuable for the side Oh, a slow rotation toward the B site. Spike up and running, but that recon bolt could be lethal. And it gets in. They think it might be a solo push. They don't have the intel. Dark cover into market. Could be a little too far forward for their own good. Shock bolt out. Doesn't find much. The KJ util demolished.
Yet again, it's this late Killjoy utility killing Western Michigan. They've been trying to find B site late into the rounds. They haven't diminished any of this util. It's here to just roll them on the back half of the timer.
10 seconds
There's
left.
no way they're getting to site. That's the end of the round. Western Michigan, you might as well peek. Just try to kill weaponry. They'll do just that, and it won't work out. Won't pan out. And we're gonna find 3. Yet again, another 3K. That's their third of this game. Skippy will find the last in addition. That's 2 rounds the difference for Central Michigan now, who have been explosive on the defensive end. 7 of the 8 rounds picked up from them.
Oof, Kat, I feel like at this point we've got to be going to map 3, right? I mean, there's only so many things that can be done here, and map 3 just feels like a shoo-in to show up here. I love Split too. I think it'll be super interesting because Western Michigan, I keep trying to call them Virginia. That's simply not who they are. Western Michigan are trying to make some space early on. They did really well on an open map like Breeze, and when things got a little more close quarters, Central Michigan, especially Bannable, has been thriving in the chaos, in the mix-up, and in the overall top dog performance. Oh!
Info certainly here. Western Michigan walking into a blender they don't know about. They can shoot their way out of the front of sight. Things will change. They're not going to find a second. Bannable has fallen early. Spad with the trade back, though. Kibby backside has to do work. He can't quite. Kekli on a trade. Bad an ult command. 2 flash drives. Just away from the 0 point here as well. Has all the util. Can they use it efficiently?
Utility on the board. Spad needs to work a miracle here, but we've seen some 3K clutches out the gate so far. Flashes himself. Takes a bullet to the brain, and Western Michigan down, but not out, Cat. They need to win the next 3 rounds to try and pull this off. It's not going to be easy, but it is not impossible.
There is nothing like Seps hyping up the clutch, steps into the
and
the
you
smoke
flash
lane,
yourself.
and he whole.
It wasn't even like almost
himself.
an accident. It was like it was just really,
that was very tough.
just flashed himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for that 0 point back aside into the flash. Could have been crazy, but yeah, it was not to be. Western Michigan still hope. Central Michigan should certainly have a buyback into this one. Maybe even next round if it really comes to it. We'll see. Still have ults to work with as well. Milk Command going to be great for that retake. Western Michigan have learned a bit from their mistakes here. You see them trying to kill this Killjoy utility quicker. This might just be the hard B split.
Oh, gotcha. No way. DNAC will go down, but I thought that should have been a freebie for Bannable. One hell of a firefight right out the gate. Takes 5 of the 10 members in this matchup down. Western Michigan has the numbers advantage, but they're going to be on the bit of a back foot as it is a forced defense scenario. Not a spot you want to be in, but one they certainly find themselves in a moment like this, Cat. Flash off the wall. Spad goes in for the peek. Dark cover up on the far side. A microwave available for Western Michigan as the KJ's alive. Microwave gets plugged in. The chaos is created. The timer continues burning against Western Michigan. They've got to stall for as long as possible. And it looks like a stall is no longer necessary. Western Michigan's second round in a row. They tie us up 11-11. We've either got a reverse sweep win out of Western Michigan or we're going to overtime.
That is a great pop flash to set up the Bladestorm peak. It was so good that Jai got there and was shook at the look that he had. Saw 2, both were full blind, said, I don't even know who to shoot, dog. I didn't think this was going to work out. Had it laid out to a T and just could not believe
said, I didn't think we'd get this far.
Looked at the charcuterie board, said there's too many options, I'm eating nothing. And the team ends up losing the retake. It's 11-11 now. Western Michigan had a tough go of things early offensively. Now they're back, baby. Jai tried to open the door, tried to change the scenario. Now he's dead. They lose this round. It's broken econ. Everyone's got to put the pieces together right now. Their retake goal just peaked mid and died. This is looking very, very tough for Central Michigan unless the rest of these players can find frags.
I mean, Western Michigan really must have just felt the heat or something. They're like, all right, stop it. Focus up because we need to win this. We need to clutch this out. And clutch out, they have continued to do so. Might I say, this team, a consistent and continued dominance in a very high-intensity scenario. They're able to find some large out-the-gate performances, but they're only up by 1, which means it is fully possible they do get washed away here by Central Michigan, excuse me.
CMU on the flank. Now, they've been here before, especially Vanable. Does Western Michigan sniff it out? They hear the shots now, nothing quite landing. This is a blender to be in if you're Western Michigan. DDAC somehow got away, was able to close door. Technically, I'm going to find one as the door goes down. Western Michigan make it to site. Plant's going to go down. They've got an advantage of just
left.
one member in addition.
Planted.
Shadows traveling.
Things have been close, but not as close as they were anticipating on the side of Central Michigan. A From the Shadows is still available, but I'm not sure what you're going to do with it. And that ultimate is so stinking loud. Hippie takes down DNAC. Bannable finds Kekleon. It's a 1v1. Sin has been the clutch king so far today. Has the weapon up. One bullet, and Bannable sinks it in. More than enough time to hit this defuse. Central Michigan taking us to the 12th round, almost forcing an overtime or an X round victory in a map 3.
It's going to be close. That breaks loss bonus for this team. They're going to walk into this round with $2,400 extra dollars. Can they full buy? They can. Very nice. And with good ultimates at their disposal. So this rifle round, everything on the line here in this one. Western Michigan, are we looking at map 3? Or are you taking it to OT? How close can you run it? They had great success in the early round for these last 2. What can they show us here in this one? A Central Michigan roar back when it matters the most.
A null command available on both sides. A Blade Storm versus a Lockdown. And we've got a From the Shadows locked and loaded. 3 ultimates prepared on either side. In Central Michigan, they know they're one clean play away from being able to walk away with a victory here on Split. Jay gets some intel onto him with the drone. Danek goes deep into the back line, takes Jay out of the equation. Central Michigan losing one of their power forward top dog players. No command comes out late from the side of Western Michigan. Every blade gonna miss, but the bullets from Muji certainly aren't. Wish has been deleted. Got that assist. Hippie has a boathouse hold. Maybe gets one free pick. Sprays gets prayed out of the way. And Western Michigan have forced an overtime almost certainly.
Got it from the Shadows for info if they want it. Spads down early. In the down but not out state, but going to be so hard to get to him here. Vanable going to find one. And it's wrapped up by Kekleon. Is going to pick up that Omen. It's going to overtime,
Switching
baby.
sides.
Western Michigan find a second win in the latter half of the second. Western Michigan threw it right to the plants. Grabbed themselves one round, but rolling back again is Western Michigan. They'll go to the defense to start out overtime.
And for those who may be unfamiliar, because we actually have not had one on stream this season so far, overtime essentially goes for a full reset in terms of economy. Everybody has a certain amount of their ultimate that is charged, and you have to win by 2.
Here.
So if Western Michigan wins and then Central Michigan does, we go into a double overtime, and that continues to stack until a team wins by 2. The highest I have ever personally seen, I think, was a 1917. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a very, very close matchup. And right now, this one continues to be so. Which one of these teams can give themselves a possible game point advantage?
CMU doing what they do best. They're going to run this one down towards the A site. Currently sitting under a dark cover. It's all coming fast. The flash drive to send them out. DNAC into the fray. Going to pick up one. Rest of the team, though, not so lucky. They've all fallen. CMU will get site. Plant's going to come down.
Now, DNAC also going full glass cannon here because you can't buy an operator and armor. You only get the operator in the overtime economy. So they're really risking it all on the operation of that operator. And as Central Michigan does currently have the numbers advantage, actually, Western Michigan fully boxed up on the high ground here. They get the breakthrough elimination. They take Jay out of the way. Shock Dart gets some value onto the Sova. The flash is out. Spad is down. In Central Michigan, just when they had the numbers advantage, they get shortied out of the way. Feeling mighty good about their performance. Only one left standing. Has a wish. Wants to turn it into a reality. The nade goes out. The spike is halved. One more nade. This is going to be close, Cat.
Hasn't activated it just yet. Waiting for the tap.
No, it might have the
Shot
round.
it. Oh, they shot it just in the nick of time. DNAC will pick it up. A 3K conversion for that initial glass cannon operator. Picked up a rifle to solidify the round. And Western Michigan, they have been through hell on this offensive side. They somehow found a way back to match point. Just need this one to put it away.
They just need this one. And as simple as it sounds, it has been unbelievably difficult for them to find 2 rounds in a row for quite a little while. They were able to find some just near the... it's the reason we hit overtime, because they found the double round win in a row, but this time swapping halves, going into an unfamiliar territory, having your economy pretty aggressively throttled. You know the paranoia is out. You know the turret's destroyed. You've got some noise toward currently both sites, but more aggressively toward the B, or at least B in mid, excuse me. But this could be a rotation into A.
Cover going out.
This could go wrong in an infinity of ways.
Oh, Western Michigan putting it all on a quick B split. Senti has opened the door for the first. There's players so close CT. They recognize them. They're going to try to isolate the fight on site. They've done just that. Iffy will fall. Vanderbilt trying to roar back out of CT has found another. It's one man, the disadvantage for CMU as they try to retake.
Not to quote my favorite cartoon dog, but ruh-roh, you know what I'm saying? Like, CMU, they find themselves in a numbers disadvantage, and that is not a circumstance you want to be in at a moment like this.
That wallbang
Wallbang goes out. The damage has been done. Bannable finds 2. Muji finds 1 more. It's a 2v2. 18 HP. This could be anybody's round, Cat. Truly. Wish gets 1. Jay goes down. And Muji clutches it out for Western Michigan. I thought we were going to be here forever, I'll be honest with you. But somehow we emerge with Western Michigan. 14-12 Ascent overtime victors and a 2-0 victory on the board. Very well done. And that's a win they were desperate for, Cat.
Yeah, without a doubt. They would have liked to win it with more round differential.
Definitely.
But man, Central Michigan really giving them a run for the money. That's going to put Western Michigan at 5-6. That will get them tied with NIU depending on what the scoreline was for them. So a chance that that game might have just solidified them in the top of the top 8. But of course, 2 more best of 3s throughout the season. Who knows where that action unfolds. But man, if I'm Central Michigan, my heart is broken and broken again and is in 20 different pieces on the floor. The effort this team gave us was absolutely phenomenal. They really showed up in the series. They were 1-8 of what was 9 straight defensive rounds. Really came back swinging. Even were able to take a round back to try to win the game early, get themselves a match point first. Couldn't quite do it. And then, yeah, things fell apart for them in overtime. Man, that is so tough. A team that really showed up, showed out, and just could not get the win.
They showed out, they showed off, and they just could not show up when it mattered most, Cat. It is a very unfortunate loss, but it is one that we are going to end this week, this doubleheader on. The good news, folks, Esports Collegiate has another doubleheader next week, another Tuesday, Thursday Valorant matchup, and we'll be right back with you with all that action then. But until then, check your posture, drink some water, don't forget to love each other, and we'll ESC you next time.